understanding that, we see there's a spiritual change and shifting things while people are waking up and figuring out who we are. Get that it's high time to wake out of sleep.
Book of Romans chapter 13 verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time.
Knowing the time. So it's a good thing that you pay attention to this stuff, because you have to pay attention to recognize the times we in. But don't worry about poles shifting. Recognize the time we live in is that it's high time for us to do what?
It's high time to awake out of sleep.
For us to awake out of sleep. How y'all doing, sisters? Y'all got any questions, concerns, comments?
I got a question.
That's what's up. What's up?
Okay. So you know the thing that's been like trending all over the media about how on the 21st that something's supposed to happen in the world, like the poles are supposed to switch or something like that. I know that probably has no, y'all don't know anything.
I never heard, I have not heard that before.
Really?
The poles are supposed to switch?
Yeah.
Like,
On the 21st, it's
What
supposed to be
pole?
3 days of not like darkness. That's like a trending thing.
the magnetic poles?
Yeah.
Magnetic north and south allegedly switch every certain amount of time, and they saying that the reason why, and that the magnetic field or whatever is also what has seasons to it. So when it switches suddenly, it should throw off all of nature, blah blah blah, and they're claiming it's supposed to have.
He's all gonna do some wicked things. They can justify with
On the
that.
21st.
It's called the age
So
of
it's supposed to switch every certain amount of years or something crazy.
Yeah, man. We're dealing with a serious devil here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're gonna come up with so many different things and so many different ways to throw us off and to also prolong his time. Get that for the devil knows but that he has but a short
You know
time.
what you about the faulty signs?
So they think they're
Science
more
false and so
powerful
called?
than God or some shit? I mean,
So you understand that you an Israelite? What tribe you from? That's right. You know you an Israelite? You learning? Come on down and learn. We ain't gonna leave you over there. Come on down and learn. This is my woman over here. Don't mind her.
COVID-19, that's a good one to
Now,
learn.
real talk. What questions do you have? I know you got questions. Because you've been teaching her, right?
I just introduced her to her.
Just introduced
This
her to her?
trip, yeah, we just got to San Diego. We're not from here.
Where you from?
We're from Texas.
Texas, what part?
Dallas.
Dallas?
Yeah.
So we got a camp in Dallas, all right?
Yeah.
Neiman Marcus, by the Neiman Marcus building.
Okay.
It's a Neiman Marcus building?
Store.
I was about to say, they got a Neiman Marcus building? I need to get here.
I want to make sure.
So what did she taught you? What did she told you, right? Okay, so this is what we're gonna start off from the beginning, right? Recognize. You believe in God? You believe in the Bible, right? You grew up in church? Let me ask you a question. Does God hate? No?
Shit, if he
Would you
don't,
feel some way if God hated?
He hate that shit. What's the meaning of Bible?
Watch out for the, what's the name, bro?
Bayan.
Bayan.
No, sure.
She trying to burn my, don't mind my woman, man. She'll know how to act.
Man, don't do no dirty.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna say, hey, put it right back next to her.
Man, y'all don't have no respect for Almighty God.
Hold on, I'm gonna get over here.
Would you feel some way if you found out that God hates?
Y'all are stupid. We stupid.
Yeah? How would you feel?
Oh, and then you show respect for my husband when he's here. And I have much more
I want you to be
authority than
comfortable with
him.
this. I'm not trying to belittle you. I want to do it. I really want to show you something, right? That the way that we've been taught has heavily influenced the way that we look at life and the way that we look at God, right? And ultimately, we have to understand that God is the creator, he's the supreme, and however he sees it and however he wants it is now how we have to follow. We can't see it some way and then make God follow that. It's got to be the opposite way around. So when I ask you the question of, do you believe that God hates? You say no, which is common, right? This is what we've been taught. God don't hate, God is love, right? Now, if I ask you, if you found out that God hates, would you feel some way? You say, yeah, and I'm trying to ask you why, so that when I show you in the scriptures what the truth is, you have to submit yourself unto what the Bible says. Not about what pastor said, not about what mom or grandma said, not about what I say. Let's go into the Bible.
I understand
See what I'm
dumb
saying?
shit when I see
This
it
is how we learn about God.
and hear it.
We don't learn about God up
smell
here.
it.
We learn about God
And
here.
I damn sure
Right?
trying to taste it.
So that's the reason why I asked you that. Like I said, please don't and if you feel like, hey, say, hey, nigga, chill out.
Nigga.
All right? Don't ever,
Oh,
you know,
you
I
wanna bring
don't
the
want to
nigger
disrespect you. I
out?
don't want to try to belittle you. We want to teach our people. It's important because there's been a lot of divisive plans
That
to
was
deceive
nigga,
us.
wasn't it? No, not
If
my
we
nigga.
never find out who we are,
I'ma
we will
tell you
always
my
be in
niggas, nigga.
subjection to someone else. That's been the plan. Take away from who we are. Don't ever let these black people or these Hispanics and Native Indian find out who they are. The moment they do, you can never use and abuse them ever again. That's what we want, right?
Alright.
So when we're talking about black struggle, black problems, and black liberation, it's the same talk. It's in the same conversation as salvation and righteousness of God.
And that's
They all go together.
Bullshit.
Get that for me, Romans 9.
I have something.
Book of Romans
Hold
chapter
on, what you got?
9.
Does it come before this?
No, just going back to how they were talking about that prophecy, supposedly prophecy with the pole switching. I'm looking here. This is a total serious prophecy. Says apocalypse will occur
That's
in
what y'all sound like
2019.
to us.
They said December 21st, 2019. This is when they were going to the world's going to experience this first pole shift.
So they're saying it was going to be December 21st of 2019 where the pole shift was going to happen. Now, probably when it didn't happen last year, they said, oh, 2020. Because remember, everything was supposed to be done in 2000. Then after 2000, it was 2012. Then after 2012, now it's 2019. 2019, that happens like, okay, we're going to give ourselves another
Yeah, I
year.
know where you're going.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to keep pushing it back until they get it right. So you see, no, you was wrong 1,000 times until a trash can finally got a
They
stamp,
go back
right?
to 2012, December 21st, 2012. The Mayan calendar predicted magnetic pole shift.
It's crazy. But understanding that, we just take it as we're recognizing the spiritual shift in our understanding as God's people.
Right.
Because to be honest, me and this brother had this knowledge in 2012. It was not as popular as this.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you, how old are you guys?
I'm
Like crack.
20? 19. Very rarely, if ever, did we see two 19 and 20-year-old Judite sisters walking down the street or riding down the street talking about, yeah, we know we're Israelites. No.
And the tribe.
I had to, back then I had to stop and say, no, stop. Let me tell you about yourself. And then you looked at me like, nigga, get out of my face. Right? So understanding that, we see there's a spiritual change and shifting things while people are waking up and figuring out who we are. Get that, it's high time to wake out of sleep before we get Romans, what's that, 15 and 13?
I didn't even look to see what this one is.
15, 11? You know what I want.
No bullshit, but y'all putting down anyway.
Book of Romans chapter 13 verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time.
Knowing the time. So it's a good thing that you paying attention to this stuff because you have to pay attention
Put
to
that
recognize
one
the
out.
times we in.
That's Thomas
But don't
and
worry
that
about
yellow
poles
witch
shifting.
bitch.
Recognize the time we living
Okay,
in
well,
is
shit,
that
I'm
it's high
so
time for us to
tired
do what?
It's high time to awake out of sleep.
For us to wake out of sleep. It's been too long. It's been too long that we've been walking around here calling ourselves Negroes, blacks, African American, Afro Americans, Afro-Asiatic Americans, Kemetic, coloreds, all of these different things, except calling ourselves who we are, which are the Israelites, right? Keep reading.
It says, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
That's why they going out of their way to try to give us all of these other things to focus on. Because now is when our salvation is very, very close. It's important that we wake up to who we are and come out of America.
You know damn
Spiritually
well
and mentally, right? Now, dealing with my question, does God hate? I'm only going to show you this just to show that there's things that you were taught as a kid growing up that is just not conducive with the Bible. Romans 9.
Book of Romans chapter 9, start at 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
Children haven't been born. They haven't even done anything good or evil, right? So they're kids in the womb. Read.
That the purpose of God, according to election, might stand.
God has a purpose. And within this purpose, he has an election. Meaning he chooses people.
And that's supposed to be.
Right? Go ahead.
Not of works,
It's not of what someone does. It's not according to someone's works. Read.
but of him that calleth.
He's the supreme God. He
Not
does
of
what
works,
he wants.
lest any man
It ain't got
should
nothing to do
boast.
with what you do or what you don't do. simply what he chooses. Go ahead.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
It was a prophecy that was given unto her. The her is Rebecca. Read about this in Genesis. The elder was going to serve the younger. Read.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved,
And it was written that Jacob was loved. Read.
but Esau have I hated.
So before they was ever born, before they had a chance to do any good or evil, God had an election. And he chose to love Jacob and he chose to hate Esau. Now, a lot of people, they go, oh man, come on, that's not right. That's not right. And you start trying to criticize God. No. What you need to understand and recognize is, and be thankful that you are a part of Jacob.
That's right.
You are a descendant of Jacob, and we're going to prove that, right? Don't worry about anything else, because you could have easily been from Esau. You could have easily been from Moab. You could have easily been from Ammon, Canaan, or any of the rest of them. So right now, understand it, and y'all thankful and be grounded that you come from Jacob. Now, knowing that you come from Jacob, or understanding that, what comes with that? Give me Deuteronomy 28, right?
Blow it up towards me.
Deuteronomy chapter 28.
You identify with the black race? You identify with the black race? How did black people get to America? Huh? On ships, right? Give her a hand. Give her a hand, right? You'll be surprised how many people sit there and like, I don't know. Came from Africa. We was brought from Africa. We didn't come from Africa. We was brought from Africa on ships, right? And then what happened? We were enslaved, right? And then as we were enslaved, they sold us. They divided our families up and sold us to different type of white people.
Damn,
right?
Yours is burning off.
So we're gonna go 1 and we're gonna jump to 15. So understanding that, did you know that was prophesied in the Bible?
I'm you and all that shit, right?
So did you know that before she told you or after?